Join us on the phones right now, the president of ABC Bank. It's James Arnold. James, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Chad. I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for joining us today. Want to talk about the economy in West Texas. I know it's something that you and the good folks over at ABC Bank pay a lot of attention to, how the economy is doing, and we're kind of wrapping up, I guess, 2017. So just overall, how's the economy looking for Lubbock and West Texas?
Chad, it's probably looked as good as it has maybe in a long, long time. Our economy's growing. We track an economic index for Lubbock, and it's at its highest point that it's been since we started tracking this back in the early 90s. And so our economy grew probably 4 to 5% over the past year. Retail sales are strong again. They started the year off pretty flat, and so we're up about, through the third quarter, about 3% growth in retail sales, and we've been tracking that as the effect of Amazon has on our local economy and local retailers. Right. Automobile purchases are strong. They're up a little over 4% this year. The airport is doing well with employments. We track how many folks are coming in and out of our airport on a quarterly basis. Those numbers are up. Construction permits are continuing to set records. We've got 21% more in terms of permitting going on in Lubbock than we did this time last year, almost 22%. So that's kind of the genesis of this economic activity as you look at construction permits and the values associated with those, and then that just trickles through our economy and retail sales and automobile purchases. It really just impacts our entire economy. This
past Friday, it was Black Friday. You had Cyber Monday, but you also had Small Business. What was it? Small Business Saturday. Mm-hmm. I think is what they had. How I don't know if y'all look at it that closely, but in the sphere of just small local businesses, how important are those businesses to Lubbock and West Texas?
Well, critical, Chad. I've said this before, but 75% of the local economy is made up of housing and retail sales. So it's vitally important for our community, and we are the hub city. You go to the mall on Saturday in December, I would argue a third or more of the vehicles are yellow platers. They're from New Mexico, and that's great for our economy. And so retail sales is a big component of what makes our engine economically run is retail.
What is it? How does everything in the ag industry? How does that looking right now?
It's average. There's some guys that are still stripping cotton right now. They got off to a later start, and so having a dry November has helped those guys. I wish it had been a little warmer, but it's been okay. We're going to see cotton prices stay around the 60 cents a pound range. But the problem, Chad, is there's no farm support right now for no farm bill. I know Congressman Arrington's working on getting that put in place, and I'm confident he's going to do that. But we need a farm bill in place that protects our ag producers, number one. Two, input costs continue to go up. And so that's a concern we have for ag is input costs rising and the price of cotton, is up a little bit from last year, but you're still below 70 cents a pound. Right. In 1996, cotton was 72 cents a pound. So and I guarantee you, the price of a John Deere tractor has gone up triple digits from 1996 to 2017. Input costs are going down, so that math doesn't work long term for our producers.
I know that your lending department does a lot of work with those in the ag industry. How does an improvement in the farm bill, an improvement for cotton, how does that impact what you guys at ABC Bank are able to do for those in the ag industry, and how does that relationship work?
Well, what we'd like to see is some price supports in the farm bill like they had, in 2003, 4, and 5. There were some floors in their minimums on what the government would give some subsidies for ag, for cotton in particular. So, getting more for their crop is going to be beneficial for everybody. That improves their living conditions, allows them to pay back their loans, it allows them to do other things and buy new equipment, keep their equipment, repaired and those kind of things. So the Farm Bill is critical to community banks and to communities all over West Texas.
Visiting with James Arnold, president of ABC Bank, American Bank of Commerce. You mentioned the Amazon effect, and you and I have talked about this before, I know, and it's something that you keep watching. And for those in the retail industry, they're definitely watching. How has it impacted local businesses here? With Amazon now having, for a lot of Prime members, or you get a lot of things that, one day delivery. How do you think that's impacted within the last few years here in Lubbock, Texas?
Well, I think, it's hard to measure, number one, but we just see it in terms of looking at retail sales numbers globally, in terms of how Lubbock is affected and what folks are doing on the retail side locally. But I think when you step out of Lubbock and you go look at Crosbyton or Tahoka or Brownfield, those folks are maybe coming to Lubbock less to do their shopping because they can sit there in the privacy of their own home in Brownfield and click on Walmart or click on Amazon and have everything that they could buy in the store in Lubbock delivered right to their doorstep. So the convenience factor of that for these rural communities is huge. So I think we're seeing more and more of it. That's going to impact Lubbock being, like I said earlier, the hub city for shopping. It's a lot more convenient for them to stay in their own communities and not have to drive to Lubbock to get their goods and services purchased.
Yeah, absolutely. Hotels, are they still popping up all over Lubbock?
Yeah, and I think we've reached a threshold. I think the Hotel Motel Association came out recently and said, "Hey, we're kind of at an equilibrium right now. Like, there are more rooms available than demand, and so, that has an impact. And there are probably 3 or 4 under construction right now." That they're going to continue to add rooms, and so I think we're in a position now where we're overbuilt a little bit, and we'll need time to come along and allow those extra capacity of rooms to be absorbed, just kind of normal growth in Lubbock. But they're down about 4% in terms of hotel motel taxes in the community right now.
Interesting. Visiting with James Arnold, president of ABC Bank. Restaurants, we know of at least one restaurant coming to Lubbock. Going to be over there, Razoo's over near the Chewy's, and that development off the loop. The restaurant industry is not slowing down in Lubbock, Texas, is it?
No, Lubbock's an eating out town, and you continue to see new restaurants pop up. And the way that cycle works is a new restaurant shows up. If it's got a good location, they'll have great numbers for the first 90 days, and it's after that 91st day. Have they made a good impression? Do they have a good product? Do they have good service? Can they sustain it beyond that first 3-month kind of shock and awe syndrome that restaurants go through? And if they can get through that and make it for a year, then they seem to be established. But you'll continue to see some restaurants close as Lubbock continues to kind of move south and west. There'll be some inner loop restaurants that maybe are struggling a little bit. So it's a cycle, and it's just kind of a survival of the fittest on that kind of stuff.
Yeah. James, as you know, we're out here in Denver City today, and one thing I wanted to ask you about, how does overall, we know Lubbock's economy is looking healthy, it's going well. Overall, West Texas, how's the West Texas economy going?
It's the further out you get from Lubbock, the more dependent you get on agriculture. And so, again, I go back to the need for a farm bill, the need for good crops. And I think we are going to have an average year in terms of the harvest for cotton. Maybe a little bit above average, but we're not going to set any records, I don't think. And so I think and the closer you get to the Permian Basin, the better it gets. There's a new a new apartment complex in Andrews. It tripled the number of available units in a small town like Andrews, and it's full. It's about 300 units in Andrews, Texas, and it's completely full. So that shows you that the oil and gas industry is busy. Activity down there has returned to the kind of the pre-bust levels that we saw. So that has an impact on our local economy. When the Permian Basin does well, it indirectly benefits West Texas and the Lubbock area.
Of course, we hear Republicans talking about tax cuts and putting more money in people's pockets. I'm pretty sure a lot of folks are looking forward to that, and that can only boost the economy, right? If it goes through.
If it goes through, as it looks like it should, I've got to have confidence in the Republican leadership that if we can get something passed in the Senate, they'll come out of conference committee with something that we can live with. We may not like all of it, but I think it'll be beneficial overall and generally for the health of our country to have a corporate tax cut and then simplify the tax code for consumers, individuals. That will do nothing but help our economy if both of those can take place.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll have you on here in another few weeks. But any early predictions for the Lubbock economy in 2018?
I think we're coming to an end of a business cycle, and all business cycles have an up and a down. Fortunate for Lubbock, we don't go up as far as some of these other markets, so we don't have the same kind of correction coming down. But I think you'll see us reach an oversupply of hotel rooms in 18. I think you'll see us reach maybe an oversupply on multifamily apartment complexes. But I think overall, real estate-wise, single-family homes continue to really be strong in terms of value. Our values are up about 2.5% from this time last year in terms of the value of your home today. Some are bigger increases than others, but on the whole, we're looking at about a 2.5-3% increase. So I think you'll see kind of Lubbock continue to grow, but maybe not on the path we have for the last 3 years. And for Lubbock, has been really phenomenal. So I think you'll see it'll slow down a little bit.
All right, and James, tell folks about ABC Bank.
Well, we're in the mortgage business, so anybody that's listening that's thinking about needing a mortgage to either buy a house, refinance a house, or something like that, would love to visit with anybody and everybody. We'll out-hustle anybody. We've got great pricing on mortgages. Now's a good time. I said earlier, we've got great mortgage products, and we'll do you a good job.
Absolutely, and of course, people can stop on by ABC Bank and get those MasterCard gift cards, and those go great for stocking stuffers, and of course, for gifts from managers and business owners to employees. You can get your employees a little bit of something nice from ABC Bank. Hey, James, appreciate your time today. Remind folks they can log on to your website, theabcbank.com, and we'll visit with you again soon. Okay, James?
Thanks, Chad. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's James Arnold, president of ABC Bank.